So I've had some questions about how cancer incidence and death rates are actually age adjusted. Remember that cancer typically is a disease of old age. Um, so, in other words, as people age, their risk of developing a cancer increases significantly, right? And remember that the distribution of a population across different age groups can change. So now, in sort of the modern era, people are living longer, right? So we have more people on that old end of the distribution, right? Older end of the distribution. So Dr. Moss was kind enough to provide me with some data that we can look at and actually see how the age adjustment works. And basically what we have here is cancer death rates from 2000 and from 2010 broken down by these different age groups. So you can see 0 through 9, 10 through 19, 20 through 29, etc. And then the number of cancer deaths corresponding with each of those age groups. And then here, this is the percentage of the population that was made up by that particular population. So in the year 2000, the age group 70 to 79, that was roughly 5% of the population, whereas in 2010, people were presumably living a little bit longer, and it was about 6% of the population. So if you look at this data, just as raw data, looking at the annual cancer deaths per 100,000, it actually looks like the death rate increased a bit from 2000 to 2010 overall. So if you look, there were 976 cancer deaths per 100,000 in 2000 and 1,029 cancer deaths per 100,000 in 2010. But what happens if we actually age adjust this? And what that's going to look like is you can see that these different groups made up different proportions of the population in these different years. And so to age adjust it, basically what we're going to do is we're just going to take the cancer death rates from one time, the modern time, let's say 2010, and we're going to multiply that by the percentage that that age group was of the population in 2000, so 14%, and then we're going to divide that by the percentage of the population that that age group makes up in our later time point, 2010, so 13%. That's all there is to it. Now it's going to give us an age-adjusted annual cancer death rate per 100,000, right? So what we are basically saying is that if you considered the 0 through 9 population to be 14% of the population like it was in 2000, that would mean that in 2010 you would have had 4.3 deaths, right, per 100,000. And so if we do that for all of these age groups, oops, sorry, this one should actually be the sum of our new numbers here. And look at that. So with the age-adjusted population, you can actually see that instead of the cancer death rates increasing from 2000 to 2010, from 976 to 1,029 per 100,000, the cancer death rates actually decreased from 976 per 100,000 to 945 per 100,000. So because cancer is a disease of old age, adjusting cancer incidence and death rates by how the population age distribution has changed over time is super important to making sure we're seeing the correct trends in our data.